Well, I'm Alan Dale from Gale Force Winds. I tell you, I'm enjoying myself talking to the good people at the Newfoundland and Labrador Construction Safety Association. There's a lot of voices, a lot of conversations. Some of these fellas are coming in from the work site with just a few hours sleep after being away for many, many days, but they're making time to be here because they know their voices count. And I look forward to meeting these folks one by one. And on that note, why don't you introduce yourself, sir, and tell us what you do.
I'm Warrick Butler, owner of Butler's Quality Contracting. I'm in the residential industry. I've been operating for 20 plus years, and we do mostly new home construction.
Is that right? 20 years in and around St. John's or all across the Avalon?
Mostly the Avalon, but I'll say east of Holyrood, hopefully.
Right, and how big is the operation?
Well, it's changed over the years. I'm getting to the other end of my career as well, but I've had upwards of 22 employees, and we used to do all the aspects of build, meaning anything wood, decks, framing, sidings, anything like that help put the house together.
Yeah.
But I'm actually down to 2 employees now and myself.
All
We
right.
do mostly just management.
Yeah, couple of decades doing that. Has it been a rewarding career for you?
It used to be really rewarding, and it's still rewarding at the end product, but it's a struggle to get to that end product.
Yeah, you get a little tired.
Which gets more frustrating.
Yeah. Now, NLCSA, you've had some leadership roles here. Talk to me a little bit about that.
Well, I've gone right through, I guess, the starter stage to be on the board. I've been on most of the committees, and I've been past chair, and I'm on now as past chair.
Right. Talk to me about the importance of you coming from industry and giving your time and energy at that level to the sector largely.
Well, I guess I'm a big fan of giving back. I mean, I work in an industry that pay me well, or got me to this stage at least, and I'm just the type that I like to give back, and there's anywhere I can help, and there's a lot of organizations need help, so I've gone through the Canadian Home Builders, and now I'm gone through the Safety Association, and almost to the end of that one. So I believe you have to give back.
Yeah.
I mean, you make your changes. Change is not going to happen if you don't do it yourselves.
Right. And staying on the topic of change, right? What I find in NLCSA is they're so open to so many voices being heard. Talk to me about the importance of all the various perspectives and the voices.
Yeah, well, again, they represent the industry, the construction industry, and we have different stages of construction. We have commercial, industrial, and residential. So they're a great avenue to get people together and actually come up with the solutions for problems that face most of our industry. It might be little changes from sector to sector, but they are the go-to. They got the people in front of them. If there's information we need or need to figure out, we got the voices, we got the people there, and the staff. I mean, the staff is there to help.
Yeah. Staff is there to help. They've got great programs. A new program that they've sort of introduced now is Site Safe.
Yes.
Talk to me about that program and why that's so important.
Well, being a small business and being in a residential, they got a core program that is a great program. It's meant for, like my opinion, is meant for bigger companies, and it's keeping people safe. We felt, I've been dealing for probably 6 years to try to get something implemented that would help smaller employers. And what we got is, I'm going to say, is an easier program, something obtainable that, a smaller company can get to try to stay safe and to get in there with their courses and develop a nice safety culture for their own business.
Yeah. You just see it as being a little bit more user-friendly for that smaller company.
Definitely. And even through the Site Safe, we're hoping, to grow that a bit as well, but we're finding to get people in on the first level of it is a struggle because it seems to be a lot of work, a lot of paperwork, and people just drop out and then they're left with no safety program.
Right.
So hopefully this program, the Site Safe, will help people say, okay, well, we do this course.
Yeah.
Hopefully to get them interested and get them to move to the next stage, and then every year, hopefully, a safety culture is a big thing. So,
any way that you can sort of make that safety culture
right. We
grow.
need to push them along because it doesn't seem like they're coming to us and they're just operating. And I'm showing they're trying to stay safe, but not knowing what they're supposed to do and the impact that it could be on your company.
Right.
If something was to happen, could close you down.
Right.
So our job is to try to keep everybody safe. And there was a big sector of the Safety Association that, in my opinion, was lacking, and that is the small employer.
Yeah.
Which is the Site Safe.
And there'd be a lot of people that wouldn't necessarily understand all the resources that these folks can provide you, right? So what message would you give to a company that's looking at sort of getting involved in NLCSA?
Well, get involved, I guess. Get involved and you'll find that it's not as hard as you might think, and you'll find that your site will operate better and a safety, and what fees or what costs it will take you to do your courses, that I think will be rewarded on the other end, because you'll have a site safe or safe site, and hopefully you don't lose injuries. You don't lose people with injuries, and then, that's a savings in itself. When you got people that's leaving because they're injured, well, that's down time and down cost. That is going to trickle somewhere. So, but I do believe that through this program, at the end of the day, they're going to find that it pays for itself. And hopefully at this stage too, like this site safe, we're hoping to, and it will eventually happen, we're going to get the prime rebate from the government that would help offset their costs for their safety. So, you get involved and you get whatever courses you need, and you'll find that you're going to get a rebate back. And then I hope that it would lead to the safe culture that people are saying, we find that we're operating more efficient because of it.
Yeah. Now, past chair, I've been in this industry a long time. There's already existing members here. What message would you give to the existing members about the good things that are happening right now in the sector?
Well, I think streamlining things like sort of programs and being the core and site safe, these are all programs that's going to get us to the next stage, that if you didn't have it before, where do you go to get it? The Safety Association is the group with injuries we mentioned earlier. We got every aspect of our industry represented. We can, I guess, reach upon their knowledge, especially the older guys. They've been around, and I don't have the stats with me, but I know like the injury rates and stuff like that since this association's been formed, it's dropped dramatically, and we see the big change into it. And that is all because people got safe, and a lot of it's legislation, but even in our industry, legislation is not followed a lot. I like to think it's happening on site, but it's not documented.
I tell you, some people are so passionate about safety and they're so passionate about their sector, they can do all this kind of stuff on 3 hours sleep. Thanks very much. Pleasure having you.
Oh, thanks so much.